Agric Minister Dr. Owusu says measures have been put in place to ensure that the southern fall armyworm does not find its way into the country. The worms, we're told, have affected large swaths of farms in countries including Nigeria and Benin. Taking his turn at the Meet the Press series, Dr. Friye said his ministry will deal with the pest in the event that it's pressed to Ghana. Ifwa Evans Chinwe reports.
Dr. Owusu says although 14,000 metric tons of crops have so far been destroyed by fall armyworms, it's been brought under control with the help of the United Nations and the USAID. He says there's now enough capacity to deal with any invasion.
This year, so we had to form very quickly a national task force, not only of our local experts, but also international experts, United Nations, USAID and others. Bring them all together, task them to see what they can do for us. They advised us, we put on our insecticides and so on, and we're able to bring it under control to the extent that nearly 250,000 hectares of maize was affected. But because of the drastic efforts that we put in, we're able to save all of it except 14,000 metric tons, which was destroyed by the fall armyworm. But this year, I can assure you, they won't even get 1,000, not even 1,000. They won't, because we have been able to sensitize the farmers, the general public, form gangs, spraying gangs, train our own staff, gone on the community radios and so on. A lot of effort. I didn't dismantle the task force that I put together. They are still working and working very hard to ensure that what happened last year doesn't happen.
Dr. Owusu further mentioned that his ministry is collaborating with the Roads and Transport Ministry and the Education Ministry to ensure that storage facilities and transport services for food crops are available at all times.
All the feeder roads in this country which are due for rehabilitation or new construction or whatever, the Ministry of Roads and Highways have to refer them to me, for me to send them to my officers in the field to confirm that indeed these feeder roads are leading to the major food producing areas. And that kind of level of collaboration has never been done before. We are working very, very closely. So if I raise a red flag, it means that it won't be done. There's more priority elsewhere, and we have to redirect those resources there. So between the building the warehouses and the feeder road collaboration, we are putting down for the first time solid marketing infrastructure for our food. That is what it means. That we have access to the producing areas, that we have storage facilities for the surpluses that are going to be collected. And not only that, we are also collaborating with the Ministry of Education, so that a free education where government has to provide food for these beneficiaries. We are working with the ministry, so we are taking food from our buffer stock warehouses to feed the students, so that, in other words, to support the farmers at the farm gate through government procurement.
He says farmers will also be provided with the necessary tools to ensure that they are comfortable working in the country.
We are very focused on ensuring that we diagnostically put our eyes on the ball, that productivity is something amongst the farmers that we are going to increase. Because productivity in Ghana, Ghanaian agriculture is one of the lowest in the world, even by West African standard. I've mentioned cocoa. I can mention all kinds of crops, the yields we are getting, our rice, we are getting our maize and all that. So we are very, very determined as a government to make sure that the 4 years that the Ghanaian constitution gives us, we will be able to transform permanently. It's not a question of trying to make an improvement and then going back. That there will be a permanent change in the structure of the agriculture economy, and through that, a permanent change in the economy of Ghana to make the people of Ghana better.
Will we be able to deal with it better than we did with the fall armyworm? Is yet to be established.